John Bullis here. We're going to talk about bunker shots today, but specifically talking about sand that's either wet or there isn't a lot of it, and this could also apply to a waste area bunker where the sand is very packed down, it's very hard. So you're going to play this shot differently from the real fluffy sand or very deep sand, okay? When we get that kind of sand, you can take more sand. The sand builds up between the ball and the club face. The ball comes out slowly, okay? So that can use a lot of club speed. But here, what we need to be careful of is when it's packed down like this, you can see here it's a little bit wet, and there's not a lot of sand in here either. You know, the bunkers are coming to the end of their life. They don't have deep sand. So I definitely got to be careful. It'd be very easy to kind of bounce this into the back of the ball and hit it thin, or a lot of the times catch it here and then it bounces in and you just roll it into the face of the bunker here. So let's talk about what's different. So if I was just taking a normal bunker shot, I'd get nice and wide, I'd keep the ball just front half of my stance, and I would hinge, and I'd be aiming to hit about 1 inch to 2 inches behind, splash the sand, all the stuff you've learnt to do in the past. What I want you to do differently here is you have to realize the golf ball is going to come out quicker because there's going to be less mass of sand between the club and the ball. So it's going to increase your ball speed. What has to happen for us to slow the ball down so we don't send it flying over the green? We got to make sure we get our loft to the bottom of the golf ball. So if my golf ball is sitting up here on the sand, I don't want to come in with that real kind of shallow kind of attack through the sand like a regular shot. I want to make sure this is going right down here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of the ball with a lot of loft. So I'm going to play a very wide open face here. So I'll plop that there on the packed sand. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my left foot point out a little bit. I'm going to lean left just a touch. I'm not leaning here, I'm just kind of lunging a bit this way. The ball's staying somewhat in the middle of my feet, but you'll notice it's still kind of towards the left heel. But if I look at the toes, because of the flare, it's about middle, but it's nearer to this heel than this heel. I'm going to make the face very open. And now to get that club to go under the golf ball, we're going to very early hinge it. I'm not swinging, definitely not moving off the golf ball. We're going to stay right here. I'm going to make a very early hinge. And from there, I'm going to let that club come straight down into the sand there, sliding as best I can through. And I'm holding that loft to the sky like that, and maybe stopping about there, okay? Let's have a go. Okay, so I thumped out the sand, the ball came out on a nice high trajectory. You can see there's not that much sand here. It didn't puff up like a big splash in a nice white bunker that you see. Wet sand, it's all very sticky. So that ball just kind of popped out and it's going to land and release, okay? So let's take a look at this from a couple of other angles. I'm going to show you down the line, and then we'll look at it in slow motion. I just want you to see that motion there as we come through. So what I want you to notice here is as I take my setup, I'm not really open to my target, ever so slightly. I'm onto this left side, the ball's up in the stance, but because I'm leaning left, I can get my shaft 90 degrees. Watch how upright the shaft is, very vertical. That's what gets that steepness under the golf ball. Okay, so there you have it. That's how to conquer the wet sand, or a golf course that has got limited sand in the base of the bunker. It's quite a common thing. Wear and tear on golf courses over the years, you're going to find that a lot. It's not the same bunker from course to course, okay? So be prepared for different surfaces. It's not always fluffy white sand out here, okay? It can be wet, it can be packed, depending on where you play your golf. So understand the difference in understanding how the ball's going to react with that sand is a huge part of being a good bunker player, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this little video here to help you with your sand game. Please subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you soon.